Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you doing? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. Welcome to Civic TV, your home of infotainment. So guys, this is gonna be a very controversial video. Disclaimer, right? It's a very short video, so watch to the very end. You're gonna learn. Let me just say, like the very dark man from Nigeria. So basically, this video, the reason I'm saying it's gonna be controversial, we're looking at discussing a few things. You know the giant of Africa? Of course, you all know the giant of Africa, man. Nigeria, the country with the biggest population in Africa, over 220 million people as at the time when we are recording this video. And then of course here is Kenya with about 59 million people as at the time we are shooting this video. So compare these two countries. Nigeria is over like 4 times bigger the size of Kenya in terms of population, and even in terms of, you know, the size, the physical land mass. So it's quite big. So this video we're gonna talk about why I feel, my perception though, not very scientific, just my own view. So I'm gonna talk about why I feel like Kenya is actually superior than Nigeria. Don't sacrifice me, don't crucify me. I'm just saying it's my view. Having been to both countries, having been to Nigeria, having been to Kenya, of course, having grown, and the fact that I'm staying in Kenya, so I'm just comparing between these two countries, which one is superior. Of course, we all know Super Eagles, they do very well in football, so Nigeria has the best of talent when it comes to football, and majority of their players even play in the Premier League and, you know, in Europe at large. A lot of Nigerians are in Canada, a lot of Nigerians are in America, you know, they're brilliant people and all that. And then of course Nigerian music is doing great, you know. Nigerian artists, name Ashake, name Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, who was recently in Kenya for the Raha Fest just the other weekend. You know, they're doing very well. They're doing international, very big things internationally. So Nigerian movies, man, we watch them every day. They are on, anytime you're opening your TV, they're there on YouTube. I mean, they just in your face, you know. And then it's of course a very big industry. So besides all these big things, you know, movies, music, the entertainment, you know, besides these big Nigerian, you know, the accents, there's a way Nigerians portray themselves. And then of course, besides the corruption, no, I did not say that, but again, man, it's out there, man. There's a lot of it, especially from the police on the roads and even at the airports, you know. I was a victim, so that's why I'm mentioning it. So besides all that, what else is it that makes me feel like Kenya is superior than Nigeria? So don't touch that diet, guy. Sit down there, sit tight, and let me give you the gist. So as I get to give you the gist, why can't you subscribe? Please subscribe, like this video, and then let's roll. So let me tell you a few facts or 5 reasons why I feel like Kenya is actually superior than Nigeria. Let's go. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, so one thing that needs to be very, very clear is that when you're comparing Kenya and Nigeria, it all depends on the context, because again, man, this is a very sensitive topic, as I said, and it's very key, it's very essential that we get to approach it with the sensitivity it deserves, because the fact that I'm talking about superiority it's very subjective because I'm just giving my view of why I feel like Kenya is superior than Nigeria. That is my view. So as I said, guys, don't sacrifice me, don't crucify me, please. So based on my own facts, I feel like Kenya is superior, and here is why Kenya tends to have advantages over Nigeria. Fact number one, political stability and governance. Fact number one is political stability and governance, where you get to realize that Kenya is Kenya is very stable politically compared to Nigeria. Considering the number of presidents we've had since independence to date, we're currently having our 5th president, and when it comes to handing over power or transitioning from one government to another, we haven't really had many issues. Less of what we had in 2007. Besides that, nothing really much has happened as far as transition is concerned compared to Nigeria. So Nigeria has had more instances when it comes to political unrest and challenges when it comes to transition. So Kenya has had very smooth transitions of power from time to time amidst the various leadership stances that we've had, and for that I think Kenya tends to be superior than Nigeria because we are more politically stable and our governments are more stable compared to Nigeria. So this stability actually contributes to a more predictable business environment and fosters investor confidence, because investors know that we won't have any challenge in Kenya going forward, so we better invest our money there as compared to putting their money in Nigeria. So I'm not saying Nigeria is not stable, but this is my own view. Fact number two, economic diversification. Of course, we all know that Nigeria's economy is huge, man. It's huge because of course of the population that they have. The economy is huge. I mean, the GDP, the GDP is definitely huge. But now, besides that, when it comes to economic diversification, you get to realize that based on what Nigerians rely on versus what Kenyans rely on, we're actually doing better as Kenyans. So Kenya's economy is more diversified with a focus on many sectors ranging from agriculture, tourism, and technology. And this diversification is actually, it makes Kenya safe in quotes, in the sense that we're not relying on oil exports like what Nigeria is actually relying on. So Nigeria is relying on oil exports more, compared to other things that will bring money into the economy. So of course, when commodity prices go up, go down, any fluctuation that comes in will definitely tend to affect a country. That's why even when you look at the dollar right now, comparing a dollar in Kenya, a dollar currently is going at around 130 shillings. It's of course lower than that, but let's say an average of 130 shillings for a dollar. When you get to Nigeria, it's around 1200 naira, 1200 naira for a dollar. So ideally, the economy is more stronger in Kenya, because if the dollar is stronger here, is weaker in Kenya, the shilling is stronger than the dollar, then ideally it's the same thing. So number two, economic diversification. We're doing better than Nigeria as far as reliance on agriculture, tourism, and technology is concerned, compared to Nigerians who tend to rely more on commodities and majorly oil exports. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. Number three, talking about infrastructure development. The other time when I did a video showing culture shock in Nigeria versus Kenya, I did say that the roads in Abuja were actually very good, and guys in Kenya were bashing me. Why are you saying roads in Nigeria are very good? Have you gone to the expressway in Kenya? Have you gone to Thika Road? Have you gone to Mombasa Road? Man, these are very good roads. Why are you saying Nigeria has better roads than us, yet we have roads that are like 6-way roads, 4-way roads? I mean, we have very good roads. So ideally, when it comes to infrastructure development, Kenya has more significant investments in infrastructure compared to Nigeria, ranging from transportation, the roads that I've just mentioned, telecommunication. Actually, fun fact, when it comes to data is very expensive in Nigeria. Then I mean, in Kenya, every household currently almost has Wi-Fi. I mean, it's very easy to access data, fiber, you know, even the mobile network data is very cheap. But when you get to Nigeria, man, it's quite expensive. It's quite very expensive. If you want to get MTN data, if you want to get Airtel data, it's very expensive. So when it comes to infrastructure development, I believe that Kenya is doing better. So again, you know, it's up for debate, guys. It's up for debate, but you know, I'm just giving my view. So yeah, I think Kenya is doing better when it comes to infrastructure development. So the country boasts, of course, of very modern airports, ports and road networks which facilitate trade and connectivity both domestically and internationally. Man, talk about JKIA and then compare that now to the airport in Abuja. Compare that to the airport in Abuja is new. So let's even talk about the airport, the MM1, the MM2, the Murtala Mohammed airport in you know, in Lagos. I mean, man, JKI is way better. I mean, our airports are doing way better. So there's a lot that you can compare. But as I said, guys, don't sacrifice me, don't crucify me. Just feel free to comment. You know, that is why I said it is this video is bound to spark a conversation, and you know, you're free. Everybody is free to root for where they want to root for. So number 4, we're talking about the ease of doing business. So if I want to do business in Kenya and if I want to do business in Nigeria, when is it easier to do business? You know, at some point when I got to Nigeria, I wanted to work there and it was really expensive to get a work permit. So if you want to do business in Kenya, if you want to do business in Nigeria, when is it easier? So Kenya has been ranked higher than Nigeria in the World Bank when it comes to the ease of doing business index. So this is something that you can Google actually and check. That is the ease of doing business index. And sorry, when you read that, when you check out that index, you get that Kenya has a more favorable environment for business compared to Nigeria. These include factors such as, you know, starting a business, obtaining permits to set up the business, and even work permits, and of course when it comes to resolving insolvency. So when your business is not doing very well and you want to take it down, so how do you now declare that you're insolvent, that you are no longer able to run a business? How do you get to clear that business? How do you get to close it down, ensure that everyone is fully paid, the debtors, all those who gave you capital, the investors, even the workers and all that? So closure, it's easier to do that in Kenya. Yeah, and then finally, and this of course should have actually come as number 1, man, tourism and wildlife. Man, Kenya is known for tourism. Anytime you mention Kenya, people think of lions. Anytime you mention Kenya, people think of elephants. Anytime you mention Kenya, people think of the wild, you know, the ports, Mombasa, getting the beaches, the ocean. Man, wildlife and tourism, that is what Kenya is known for out there. So man, honestly, if you're from Kenya, then you're going to Nigeria now, then you're telling them you want to visit the zoo. I recently shared a video of myself visiting a zoo in Nigeria. You guys check it out. I showed you a zoo in Kano. I've shown you a zoo in Ilorin. So that means I was actually a tourist in Nigeria too. I did tour their zoos to just check out and compare to what we're used to in Kenya. So you get that Kenya is renowned for its wildlife and safari tourism. Talk of Masai Mara, man. Talk of Amboseli, man. Kenya. This is a tourist destination, man, and that is why the entire world comes to Kenya to check out the wild beast migration, to check out our lions, the big 5, man. The lions, the buffaloes, the rhinos, you know, the elephants and all, the leopards. You see, these are things that you can't see everywhere in Nigeria. So, man, that's the reason why I say that Kenya is superior than Nigeria. But remember, this is very subjective and these are my own views, you know. I'm just sharing what I feel. So basically, tourism in Kenya, tourism and wildlife have they're some of the biggest contributors to our foreign exchange, and they have assisted in growing the economy, and of course they've given Kenya a global reputation. So Kenya tends to be superior there when it compared to Nigeria. So these are my 5 facts why I feel like Kenya is actually superior than Nigeria. What do you think, guys? You know, feel free. It's a free world, right? Feel free, share your opinion, man. Let's hear your opinion, and you know, yeah, let's hear your opinion. Let's weigh in as well. Let's see how it goes down. So basically, I feel like Kenya is superior than Nigeria. But again, I love Nigeria, man. I wanna come back. Guys, don't block me from visiting your country once more. I love Nigeria. I wanna come back, man. I did get very many views from Nigeria, man. So shout out to Nigeria, man. Bye bye for now, guys. Remember to subscribe, comment, like, share. Yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye. Peace out.